smooth. Let's take note for a second about this awesome hair dye job that I did by myself. I'm pretty proud of it. Anyways, so I made a video because I haven't really known what to make a video on. And note, not by the computer, because I don't want to sit over there with my usual backdrop. Sorry. So instead, I'm going to make a video about people dealing with anxiety. I deal with anxiety. I have anxiety issues, really bad anxiety. I have been told that people are shocked by this because I don't come off like I do. I come off like I'm put together or something, and I'm totally not. I have really bad anxiety issues. I have anxiety about everything. I have anxiety about going to bed at night because what if something happens, or what's the point? Somebody's gonna wake me. Like, I don't know. I get anxiety about everything. I am anxious all the time. It's just dealing with it. I've just kind of learned to, like, deal that, like, I don't have a choice. Excuse me. I've had a few panic attacks that have been pretty bad since I got back, where I spend a lot of time just crying and pushing through. I am not medicated. I choose not to medicate. My own personal choice. I don't really like to take anything without the knowledge of how it'll affect me prior to ever taking care of the kids while on the medicine, and I just haven't. It hasn't been bad enough, I guess, to me. I'm able to function, so. But I have really bad anxiety. I don't like public speaking, but I clearly find ways to deal with it. I don't like opening myself up to people, but I clearly find ways to do it. I have anxiety all the time, and I've just kind of learned to live at an anxious level that is above everybody else, I guess. Not that I'm above everybody else, that my anxiety level is above normal people 95% of the time. I think that a lot of the stuff that helped was, like, joining the military, because I didn't get a say once I joined, once I left. Oh, sorry. Once I left for MEPS, before you go to boot camp, that's it. Like, that's it. You're going, and you're gonna be told what to do from here on out for a while. And I don't know. I just pushed through. I just found a way to push through, and I kind of managed. And I learned that even when you have really bad anxiety and there's something that you're really anxious about doing, if you push through and you if you work really hard, if you achieve it, it feels really good. I don't know, I've learned that, like, I don't know, working hard and pushing through it helps. But I get anxiety about everything. My anxiety can be so bad that I make a comment about how I never wear matching socks when I run. They can be the same, like, kind, but they have to be different colors then. But today, all I could find was pink ones, and this is gonna sound dumb. All I could find was pink ones. And so I literally had to overcome my anxiety about this whole superstition that I have about wearing matching socks to wear socks. I was anxious about socks, people. I'm anxious all the time. I don't know, I just push through it. I just don't know what else to do. I feel like because I'm anxious about everything, that I have no longer learned to, like, succumb to the anxiety. I just have pushed through it so much that that's what I do. I'm anxious, but I do it. I'm anxious, but I do it. And so that's, I don't know, that's my constant state of being at this point. I'm really anxious about getting a job. I'm anxious about every interview I go to. I'm anxious about talking to people. I'm anxious about calling people. I'm anxious about texting people. I'm anxious when I'm in a car. I'm anxious all the fucking time. I have horrible anxiety. Everything makes me nervous. Everything makes me feel scared, and now I'm worried. And the reason why it doesn't stop me is because I don't have a choice. I also am so anxious that I overthink everything, and having 4 kids does not help that. So I'm constantly thinking about everything in full detail. Today somebody had said, that I was talking to, they're like, man, you really like to overthink things. And I was like, I don't like to do it. There's nothing in my system that's like, I really want to spend the next 5 hours over analyzing every single segment of this entire conversation or this entire decision that I'm making or whatever. I don't like doing that. I don't know why people think that's something people enjoy doing. I don't like it. But I have 4 little humans upstairs, and every decision, everything I do, even if it only directly affects me, has a trickle-down effect. And so, even if it's as simple as going, I'm going to go for a run today, what time am I going to go for that run? Am I going to go during the day while they're at daycare, even though I could be using that time to do something like clean or be looking for jobs or sleep or whatever? Or am I going to wait till they get out of daycare and we'll all go to the gym together, but then I lose time with them? If I choose to date at some point, or if I choose to date, then anytime I choose to spend time with somebody outside of the kids, that's time away from the kids. So that's time I have to take away from them. And so even though it doesn't directly affect them right away, I mean, it could, right? It will at some point. It still takes time away from them. So that directly affects them in that way. If I get my heart broken, that also can do the same thing. These are things I think about. If I date and I get my heart broken, I'm not going to be at my peak performance. I could not. There's always the possibility I could be. I have no idea. But that can affect them. I lose a job. It doesn't just affect them because I don't have money. It also affects the fact that, like, I'm not at my peak performance because my mind is elsewhere. It's thinking about getting a job. I can't just be at work and then come home. I have to, like, think all the time about what to do. If I choose not to get an oil change in the car and the car breaks down, that will affect them. Every decision I make does not just affect me. It will affect every single person in this household, pretty much. The only things that don't really affect them is things like this, which is why it probably happens so much right now, because this is the one thing I have complete control over that will not affect them. The most that affects them is they're like, Mom, you dyed your hair. That kind of stuff doesn't directly affect them, but everything else pretty much affects them. And this even, I take time away from them if I did it, but I, of course, did it while they were at daycare. But then it's money, right? It's money taken away from them for me to buy the cheap dye to do my hair. Every single thing I do, every decision I make will affect them in some way, shape, or form. And so every decision I make, I have to make sure, will it negatively impact them? If it won't impact them in any way, or if the negative impact is something super, super partial and like super small, that's fine. But is it going to negatively affect them in a way that is a problem? And doing this, will it create a positive impact? Will it create a good positive impact? Will it be beneficial even though I don't really want to do it? Could help them. It's just a lot. So I am anxious all the time, and I overthink every fucking move I make because everything I do will affect them. I am not just making decisions, and I'm not just doing things for me anymore. I'm doing it for 5 people. So I'm exhausted. I'm so tired. If you hang out with me and you expect me to make a decision, I'm probably going to be a little annoyed. Like, I'll do it. I'll do it because that's what I do. But oh my God, I'm so sick of making decisions I make it for 5 people. If we're going to hang out, please make a decision. Like, sure, give me options. If you give me 2 choices, that's fine too. But like, I'm just tired of making decisions. And I have to keep doing it, and I will keep doing it. But anxious, nervous, overthinker, all of those things all the time. Because I have to be. It's not because it's fun. Nobody chooses to do that, but I don't have another choice. I just deal, and I run, and I self-care, and I talk to people about it. I vent, and I process. And I do what I can. For those that choose to medicate, cool. For those that choose to not, but do other routes, cool. Yeah, so that's what this video is about now, is anxiety. And overthinking. overthinking. So I'm really, really feeling this hair, man. I feel like I did a really good job. I'm pretty proud of myself. I can let it grow out now for a while without having to worry about my roots. I'm gonna go to bed because I'm so tired. So